households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured, piteous overthrows do by their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end naught could remove, is now the 3 hours' traffic of our stage, the which if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend.
I strike quickly, being moved.
But thou art not quickly moved to strike.
A dog of the house of Montague moves me.
To move is to stir, and to be valiant is to stand. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou runnest away.
A dog of that house shall move me to stand. I will take the wall of any man, or maid of Montague's.
The quarrels between our masters, and thus their men. Draw thy tool. Here comes two of the house of Montagues.
My naked weapon is out. Quarrel, I will back thee.
How? Turn thy back and run?
Fear me not.
No, Mary, I fear thee.
Let us take the law on our sides. Let them begin.
I'll frown as I pass by, and let them take it as they list.
Nay, as they dare. I will bite my thumb at them, which is a disgrace to them, if they bear it. Do you bite your thumb at us, sir? I do bite my thumb, sir. Do you bite your thumb at us, sir? Is the law on our side if I say I?
No.
No, sir. I do not bite my thumb at you, sir. But I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
If you do, I am for you. I serve as good a man as you.
No better.
Well, sir.
Say better, because we're my master's kinsmen.
Yes, better, sir.
You lied.
Draw if you be men. Gregory, remember thy swashing blow.
What, fools? Put up your swords. You know not what you do.
What? Art thou drawn among these heartless hinds? Turn thee, Benvolio. Look upon thy death.
I do but keep the peace. Put up thy sword or manage it to part these men with me.
What? Drawn? And talk of peace? I hate the word as I hate hell. All Montagues and thee. Have at thee, coward!
What noise is this? Give me my long sword.
A crutch! Why call you for a sword?
My sword, I say. Old Montague has come, and flourishes his blade in spite of me.
Thou villain, Capulet, hold me not. Let me go.
Come, sir, what to seek above?
Rebellious subjects, enemies to peace, profaners of this neighbor-stained steel. Will they not hear? What, ho, you men, you beasts that quench the fire of your pernicious rage, with purple fountains issuing from your veins. On pain of torture from those bloody hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground, and hear the sentence of your moved prince. 3 civil brawls, bred of an airy word, by the old Capulet and Montague, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets, and made Verona's ancient citizens cast by their grave beseeming ornaments, to wield old partisans in hand, cankered with peace to part your cankered hate. If ever you disturb the quiet of our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. For this time, all the rest depart away. You, Capulet, shall go along with me. And Montague, come you this afternoon, to know our further pleasure in this case, to our common judgment place. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart.
Let's set the sanctioned quarrel to approach. Speak, nephew. Were you by when it began?
Here were the servants of your adversary, and yours, close fighting ere I did approach. I drew to part them. In the instant came the fiery Tybalt with sword prepared. While we were interchanging thrusts and blows, more came, and fought on part and part. till the prince came, who parted either part.
But where's Romeo? Saw you him today. Right glad I am that he was not at this fray.
Madam, an hour before the worshipped sun peered forth the golden window of the east, a troubled mind drove me to walk abroad, where underneath the sycamore that westward retreat from the city's side. So early walking did I see your son. Towards my maid he was wary of me, and stole into the covert of the wood.
Many a morning hath he there been seen, with tears augmenting the fresh morning dew, adding to clouds more clouds with his deep sighs. But also soon as the all-cheering sun should in the furthest east begin to draw the shady curtains from Aurora's bed, away from the light steals home my heavy son. In private in his chamber pens himself, shuts up his windows, locks fair daylight out, and makes himself an artificial night. Black and pretentious must his humour prove, unless good counsel may the cause remove.
My noble uncle, do you know the cause?
I neither know it nor can learn of him.
Have you importuned him by any means?
Both for myself and many other friends. But he, his own affection's counselor, I will not say how true, but to himself so secret and so close, as is the bud bit with an envious worm. If we could but learn from whence his sorrows grow, we would as willingly give cure as know.
See where he comes, so please you step aside. I'll know his grievance will be much denied.
I would thou wert so happy by thy state to hear true shrift. Come at it, let's away.
Morning, cuz.
Is the day so young?
What new? Struck 9?
Ay me, sad hours seem long. Is that my father and mother that went hence so fast?
It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which having makes them short.
In love?
Out.
Of love.
Out of her favor, where I am in love.
Alas, that love so gentle in his view should be so tyrannous and rough in proof.
Alas, that love, whose view is muffled still, should without eyes see pathways to his will. Oh me, what fray was here? Yet, tell me not, for I have heard it all. This has much to do with hate, but more with love. Why then, O brawling love, O loving hate, O anything of nothing first create, O heavy lightness, serious vanity, misshapen chaos of well-seeming forms, feather of lead, bright smoke, cold fire, sick health, still waking sleep that is not what it is. This love feel I, that feel no love in this. Dost thou not laugh?
No, cuz, I rather weep.
Good-hearted, what?
At thy good heart's oppression.
Such is love's transgression. Griefs of mine own lie heavy in my breast, which thou wilt propagate to have it pressed with more of thine. Love is a smoke race with the fume of sighs, a fire sparkling in lovers' eyes, being purged, a sea nourished with lovers' tears. What is it else? A madness most discreet, a choking gall, preserving sweet. Farewell, cuz.
So, I will go along, and if you leave me so, you do me wrong.
Tut. I am not here. This is not Romeo, he's some other where.
Tell me in sadness, who is it that you love?
What shall I groan and tell thee?
Groan, why no? But sadly tell me who.
Bid a sick man in sadness make his will. A word ill urged to one that is so ill. In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
I aimed so near when I supposed you loved.
A right good mark, man.
A right fair mark, fair cuz, as soon as hit.
And that hit you'll miss. She'll not be hit with Cupid's arrow. She hath Dian's wit, and in strong proof of chastity, well armed from love's weak childish bow, she lives unharmed.
And she hath sworn that she will still live chaste?
She hath. And in that sparing makes huge waste. For beauty, starved with her severity, cuts beauty off from all posterity. She is too fair, too wise, wisely too fair to merit bliss by making me despair. She hath forsworn to love, and in that vow do I live dead who live to tell it now.
You rolled by me, forget to think of her.
Teach me how I should forget to think.
By giving liberty unto thine eyes. Examine other beauties.
He that is stricken blind cannot forget the precious treasure of his eyesight lost. Show me a mistress that is passing fair. What does her beauty serve but as a note where I may read who passed that passing fair? Farewell, thou canst not teach me to forget.
I'll pay that doctrine, or else die in debt.
Lord Montague is bound as well as I, in penalty alike. And 'tis not hard, I think, for men as old as we to keep the peace.
Of honourable reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you lived the dog so long. But now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
But saying what I have said before, my daughter is yet a stranger in the world. She hath not seen the change of 14 years.
Younger than she, our happy mother's maid.
And too soon marred are those so early made. The earth hath swallowed all my hopes, but she is the hopeful lady of my earth. But woo her, gentle Paris. Get her heart, my will to her consent is but a part. If she agree within her scope of choice, lies my consent in fair courting voice. This night I hold an old accustomed feast, whereto I've invited many a guest, such as I love, and you among the store, one more most welcome makes my number more. At my poor house look to behold this night, earth-treading stars that mark dark heaven light. Observe fresh female buds. Hear all see, and like her most, whose merit most shall be, which on more view of mine being one, may stand in number, though in reckoning none. Come, go with me. Go, trudge about through fair Verona, find those persons out whose names are written there, and to them say, my house and welcome on their pleasure stay.
What's up, man? One fire burns out another's burning. One pain is lessened by another's anguish. Turn giddy and be helped by backward turning. One desperate grief cures with another's languish. Take thou some new infection to thine eye, and the rank poison of the old will die.
Pray you, sir, can you read?
I mine own fortune in my misery.
Perhaps you learned it without books. But I pray, can you read anything you see?
Aye, if I know the letters and the language.
You say honestly. Rest you merry.
Stay. I can read. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters, the County Anselm, his beauteous sisters, the lovely widow, fair nieces, Uncle Capulet, my lovely niece Rosalind, Cousin Tybalt, lively Helena. A fair assembly. Whither should they come?
To supper, to our house.
Whose house?
My master is the rich Lord Capulet, and if ye not be Montagues, I pray, come crush a cup of wine. Rest ye merry.
At this same ancient feast of Capulets sups the fair Rosalind, whom thou so lovest, with all the admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, and with untainted eye compare her face with some that I shall show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
When the devout religion of mine eye maintains such falsehood, then turn tears to fires, and these who often drowned could never die, transparent heretics be burned for liars. One fairer than my love. The all-seeing sun ne'er saw her match since first the world begun.
Tut, you saw her fair, none else being by. Herself, poised with herself in either eye. But in those crystal scales, let there be weighed your lady's love against some other maid that I shall show shining at this feast. And she shall scan shows well, but now shows best.
I'll go along. No such sight to be shown, but to rejoice in splendor of mine own.
Nurse, where is my daughter? Call her forth to me.
Now by my maidenhead, a 12-year-old I bade her come.
What lamb? What ladybird?
God forbid, where's the girl?
What Juliet?
How now? Who calls?
Your mother.
Madam, I am here. What is your will?
This is the matter. Nurse, give us leave. We must talk in secret. Nurse, come back. I have remembered me. Hearest thou our counsel? Thou knowest my daughter is of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age into an hour.
She's not 14.
I'll lay 14 of my teeth, and yet, to my teeth be it spoken, I have but 4. She's not 14. How long is it now till Lammastide?
A fortnight and odd days.
Even or odd, of all the days of the year, come Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. That shall she marry, I remember it well, to since the earthquake now 11 years. And she was weaned, I never shall forget it, of all the days of the year upon that day. For then she could stand alone, nay, by the rood she could have run and waddled all about. For even the day before she broke her brow. And then my husband, God be with his soul, there was a merry man, took up the child. Yea, quoth he, dost thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backwards when thou hast more wit, wilt thou not, Jewel? And by my holy dame, the pretty wench left crying and said, I.
Enough of this, I pray thee hold thy peace.
Peace I have done. God mark thee to his grace, thou was the prettiest babe that e'er I nursed. If I might live to see thee married once, I have my wish.
Mary, that very Mary is the theme I came to speak of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor that I dream not of.
Well, think on it now. Younger than you here in Verona, ladies of esteem are made already mothers. By my count, I was your mother much upon these years that thou art now a maid. Thus and in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
A man, young lady, such a man as all the world.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read o'er the volume of young Paris's face, and find delight right there with beauty's pen. Examine every married lineament, and see how one another lends content. And what obscured in this fair volume lies, find written in the margin of his eyes. This precious book of love, this unbound lover, to beautify him only lacks a cover. So shall you share in all that he doth possess, by having him making yourself no less.
No less, nay bigger. Women grow by men.
What say you? Can you like the gentleman?
I'll look to like, if looking liking move, but no more deep will I endart mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly.
Madam, the guests are called, supper served up, you called, my young lady asked for, the nurse cursed in the pantry, and everything in extremity. Hence I cannot wait, I beseech thee, follow straight.
We follow thee. Juliet, the county stays.
Go, girl, seek happy nights to happy days.
Give me a torch, I am not for this ambling. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead, so stakes me to the ground I cannot move.
You are a lover. Borrow Cupid's wings and soar with them above a common bough.
Alas, I am too sore and pierced with this shaft to soar with his light feathers. And so bound, I cannot bound a pitch above dull woe. Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink in it should you burden love. Too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? Alas, it is too rough, too rude, too boisterous. It pricks like a thorn.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for a pricking and you beat love down. Give me a case to put my visage in, a visor for a visor.
Come, knock and enter. No sinner in, but every man betake him to his legs.
Not I. That wanton sleight of heart tickles the senseless rushes with their heels. For I'm proverbed with the grandsire phrase. I'll be a candle holder and look on. The game was ne'er so fair, and I am done.
Come, we burn daylight. Ho.
Nay, that's not so.
I mean, sir, in delay we waste our lights in vain, like lamps by day. Take our good meaning, for our judgment sits 5 times in that, ere once in our 5 wits.
And we mean well in going to this mask, but 'tis no wit to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamed a dream tonight.
And so did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
In bed, asleep, where they do dream things true.
Oh, then I see Queen Mab hath been with you. She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone. And in this state she gallops night by night through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love, or courtiers' knees who dream on courtesies straight, or lawyers' fingers who straight dream on fees, or ladies' lips who straight on kisses dream, which oft the angry Mab doth with blisters plagues, because their breaths with sweet meats tainted are. This is the hag when maids lie on their backs, that presses them and learns them first to bear, making them women of good carriage. This is she.
Peace, Mercutio. Thou talkest of nothing.
True. I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin of substance as the air, and more inconstant than the wind.
This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we shall come too late.
I fear too early. Because my mind misgives some consequence yet hanging in the stars, shall bitterly begin its fearful date with its night's revels, and expire the term of a despised life closed within my breast by some vile forfeit of untimely death. But he that hath the steerage of my course, directs my sail. On, lusty gentlemen.
Strike, drum.
Welcome, gentlemen. Ladies that have their toes unplagued with corns will have a bout with you. Welcome, gentlemen. Come, musicians, play. Give room and footed girls.
That doth enrich the hand of yonder knight. For she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night, like a jewel in a rich Ethiop's ear. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. So shows a snowy dove trooping among crows, as yonder lady o'er her fellows shows. The measure done, I'll watch her place of stand, and touching hers make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now, forswear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
This, by his voice, should be a Montague. What dares the slave come hither, covered with an antic face, to fleer and scorn at our solemnity? Now, by the stock and honor of my kin, to strike him dead I hold it not a sin.
Why, how now, kinsman? Wherefore storm you so?
Uncle, this is a Montague, our foe, a villain that is hither come in spite to scorn at our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain, Romeo.
Content thee, gentle coz. Let him alone. He bears him like a portly gentleman. And to say truth, Verona brags of him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. I would not for the wealth of all the town, here in my house do him disparagement. Therefore, put off these frowns. No seeming semblance for a feast.
It fits when such a villain is a guest. I'll not endure him.
He shall be endured. What, Goodman boy? I say he shall. Go to. Am I the master here, or you? Go to. You'll not endure him? God shall mend my soul. You'll make a mutiny among my guests. You'll be the man?
Why, uncle, 'tis a shame.
Go to. You are a saucy boy. Isn't it so indeed? You must contrary me. Be quiet, or... More light. For shame, I'll make you quiet. Ah, what surely my heart.
Patience perforce with willful choler meeting makes my flesh tremble in its different greeting. I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall, now seeming sweet, convert to bitter gall.
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle fine is this: my lips, two blushing pilgrims ready stand, to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips, and holy palmers too?
Aye, pilgrim, lips that they may use in prayer.
Oh then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray, grant thou, lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not, all my prayer's effect I take. Thus, from my lips, by yours, my sin is purged.
my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin from thy lips. O trespass sweetly urged, give me my sin again.
You kiss by the book.
Madam, your mother craves a word with you.
What is her mother?
Married bachelor, her mother is the lady of the house, and a good lady and wise and virtuous. I nursed her daughter that you talked with all.
Capulet. Dear account. My life is my foe's debt.
Away, be gone. Sport is at the best.
Aye, so I fear. And more is my unrest.
I thank you, honest gentlemen. Good night. Ah, sirrah, by my fade wax is late. Out to my rest.
Come hither, nurse. What's he that follows there that would not dance?
I know not.
Go, ask his name, and if he be married, my grave is like to be my wedding bed.
His name is Romeo, and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love sprung from my only hate. Too early seen, unknown, and known too late. Prodigious birth of love this is to me, that I must love a loathed enemy.
What's this? What's this?
A rhyme I learned even now of when I danced withal.
Come, let's away. Strangers are all gone.
Now old desire doth in his deathbed lie, and young affection gapes to be his heir. That fair which love groaned for and would die, with tender Juliet matched, is now not fair. Now Romeo is beloved, and loves again, alike bewitched by the charm of looks. But to his foe supposed he must complain, and she still loves sweet bait from fearful hooks. Being held a foe, he may not have access to breathe such vows as lovers used to swear. And she, as much in love, her means much less to meet her new beloved anywhere. But passion lends them power, time means, to meet tempering extremities with extreme sweet.
Shall I go forward when my heart is here? Turn back, dull earth, and find thy center out.
Romeo! My cousin Romeo!
He is wise, and on my life hath stolen him home to bed.
He ran this way. And leap this orchard wall. Call, good Mercutio.
Nay, I'll conjure too. Romeo, humors,
Madman, passion, lover, appear thou in the likeness of a sigh. Speak but one rhyme, and I am satisfied. Cry but I me. Pronounce but love and dove. He heareth not. He stirreth not. He moveth not. The ape is dead, and I must conjure him. I conjure thee by Rosalind's bright eyes, by her high forehead and her scarlet lip, by her fine foot, straight leg, and quivering thigh, that in thy likeness thou appear to us.
And if he hear thee, thou wilt anger him.
This cannot anger him. My invocation is fair and honest, and in his mistress's name I conjure only but to raise up him.
Come, he hath hid himself among these trees, to be consorted with the humorous knight. Blind is his love, and best befits the dark.
If love be blind, love cannot hit the mark. Romeo! Good night. I'll to my truckle bed. This field bed is too cold for me to sleep. Come, shall we go?
Go then, for 'tis in vain to seek him here who means not to be found.
He just has scars that never felt a wound. Soft, but light through yonder window breaks. It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Oh, it is my lady. It is my love, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet says nothing. Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I'm too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some discord, did entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they returned. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Would that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek. She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as fair to this night, being o'er my head, as is a winged messenger of heaven.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my envy. Thou art thyself, though, not a Montague. What's Montague? 'Tis nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose, by any other name would smell less sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo doth thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee.
That she knew she were. She speaks, yet says nothing. Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I'm too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some discord, did entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they returned. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Would that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek. She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as fair to this night, being o'er my head, as is a winged messenger of heaven.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my envy. Thou art thyself, though, not a Montague. What's Montague? 'Tis nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose, by any other name would smell less sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo doth thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus screened in night so stumbles on my counsel?
By a name, dear saint, I know not how to tell thee who I am, because my name is hateful to myself, as it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of that tongue's utterance, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and a Montague?
Neither, fair saint, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings did I approach these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out. And what love can do, that dares love attempt. Therefore, thy kinsmen are no stop to me.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eye than in 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world they saw thee here.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their sight. And, but thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prolonged wanting of thy love.
By whose direction found thou out this place?
By love, who first did prompt me to inquire. I lent him counsel, and he lent me eyes. And I'm no pilot. But wert thou as far as that vast shore, washed with the farthest ocean, I would adventure for such merchandise.
Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face. Else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak this night. Fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I have spoke. But farewell, compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. Yet, if thou swear, thou mayest prove false. A lover's perjuries, they say. Jove laughs. O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or, if thou think I am too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse, and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo. But else, not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayst think my behavior light, but trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than they that have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess, but that thou overheard ere I was where my true love's passion. Therefore, pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love which the dark night has so discovered.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon I swear, that tips with silver all these fruit tree tops.
Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest thy love prove likewise variable.
What then shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all. Or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the god of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
With my heart's dear love.
Well, do not swear. Although I join thee, I have no joy in this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning that does cease to be ere one can say, it lightens. Sweet, good night. This bud of love, by summer's ripening breath, may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night,
a sweet repose and rest come to thy heart as that within my breast.
Wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I would it were to give again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank, and give it thee again. And yet, I wish but for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea, my love as deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite.
Juliet!
I hear some noise within. Dear love, adieu.
Anon, good nurse.
Sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little. I will come again.
Blessed, blessed night. Being but night, I'm afeard this is all but a dream. Too flattering sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow by one that I'll procure to come to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform the rite, and all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world.
Madam!
Anon, I come! But if thou meanest not well, I do beseech thee.
Madam!
By and by, I come! To cease this suit, and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send to thee.
So thrive my soul.
1,000 times good night.
1,000 times the worse for want thy light. Love goes towards love, like schoolboys from their books. Goes love from love, towards school with heavy looks.
Romeo! Oh, for a falconer's voice to lure this tasseled gentle back again.
'Tis my soul that calls upon my name. How silver sweet sound lovers' tongues by night, like softest music to attending ears.
Romeo!
My dear,
At what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
at the hour of 9.
I shall not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back.
Let me stand here till thou remember it.
And I shall forget to have thee still stand there, knowing how I love thy company.
I will still stay. To have thee still forget, forgetting any other home but this.
'Tis almost morning. I would have thee gone, and yet no further than a wanton's bird, who lets it hop a little from her hand, like a poor prisoner in his twisted gyves, and with a silk thread plucks it back again, so loving jealous of his liberty.
I would I were thy bird.
Sweet, so would I, yet I would kill thee with much cherishing. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep dwell upon thine eyes, peace in thy breast. Would I were asleep in peace, so sweet to rest. Hence I will go to my ghostly father's cell, his help to crave, and my dear hap to tell.
Grey-eyed morn smiles on the frowning night, checkering the eastern clouds with streaks of light. Ere the sun advances, burning eye, the day to cheer, night's dank dew to dry, I must fill this osier cage of ours with baleful weeds and precious juiced flowers. For naught so vile on the earth doth live, but to the earth some special good doth give. Nor aught so good, but strained from that for use, revolts from true birth, stumbling on abuse. Virtue itself turns vice, being misapplied, and vice sometimes by action dignified. Within the infant rind of this small flower, poison hath residence, and medicine power. Two such opposed kings encamp them still, in man, as well as herb, grace, and rude will. And where the worser is predominant, full soon the canker death eats up that plant.
Good morrow, Father.
Benedicite, what early tongue so sweet saluteth me? Young son, to argues distempered head, so soon to bid good morrow to thy bed. Care keeps his watch in every old man's eye, and where care lodges, sleep will never lie. Where unbruised youth with unstuffed brain doth couch his limbs, there golden sleep doth reign. Therefore, thy earliness doth me assure thou art aroused by some distemperature. If not so, then here I hit it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
That last is true. The sweeter rest was mine.
God pardon sin. Was thou with Rosalind?
With Rosalind, my ghostly father, no. I've forgotten that name and that name's woe.
That's my good son. Where hast thou been then?
I'll tell thee, ere thou ask it me again. I have been feasting with mine enemy, where on a sudden one hath wounded me, that's by me wounded. Both our help within thy help and holy physic lies. I bear no hatred, blessed man, for lo, my intercession likewise steads my foe.
Be plain, my son, and homely in thy drift. Riddling confession brings but riddling shrift.
Then plainly know, my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. As mine on hers, so hers is set on mine, and all combined save what thou must combine with holy marriage. When and where and how we met, we wooed and made exchange of vow. I'll tell thee as we pass, but this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy Saint Francis, what a change is here! Is Rosalind, whom thou dost hold so dear, so soon forsaken? Young men's love truly lies not in their heart, but in their eyes. The sun not yet thy sighs from heaven clears. Thy old groans ring yet in my ancient ears. Lo, here upon thy cheek doth sit the stain of a tear that is not washed off yet. Fair thou wast thyself, and these woes thine. Thou and these woes were all for Rosalind. And art thou changed? Pronounce the sentence then. Women may fall when there's no strength in men.
Thou chidst me oft for loving Rosalind.
For doting, not for loving people mine.
And bade me bury love.
Not in a grave, to lay one in, another out to have.
I pray thee chide not. She whom I love now doth grace for grace and love for love allow. The other did not so.
Oh, she knew well. Thy love to read by rote, but could not spell. But come, young waver, come with me. In one respect, I'll thy assistant be. This alliance may so happy prove to turn your household's rancor to pure love.
Let us hence, I stand on sudden haste.
Wisely and slow, my son. They stumble that run fast.
Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home tonight?
Not to his father's. I spoke with this man.
The same pale, hard-hearted wench that Rosalind torments him so, that he will sure run mad.
Tybalt, the kinsman of old Capulet, hath sent a letter to his father's house.
A challenge on my life.
Romeo will answer it.
Any man that can write may answer a letter.
Nay, he will answer the letter's master. How he dares being dared.
Alas, poor Romeo, he is already dead. Stabbed with a white wench's black eye. Shot through the ear with a love song. The very pin of his heart cleft with the blind bow boy's butt shaft. Is he a man to encounter Tybalt?
Why, what is Tybalt?
More than Prince of Cats, I can tell you. Oh, he is the courageous captain of compliments. He fights as you sing a prick song. Keeps time, distance, and proportion. A duelist. A gentleman of the very first house. Of the first and second cause. Ah, the immortal passado. The punto reverso. The height.
The what?
Oh, here comes Romeo. Without his roe like a dried herring. Flesh, how art thou fishified? Signor Romeo, bonjour. There's a French salutation to your French slop. You gave us the counterfeit fairly last night.
Good morrow to you both. What counterfeit did I give you?
The slip, sir, the slip. Can you not conceive?
Pardon, good Mercutio. My business was great. And in such a case as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
That's as much as to say such a case as yours may constrain a man to bow in the hams.
meaning to curtsy.
Thou hast most kindly hit it.
A most courteous exposition.
Nay, I am the very pink of courtesy.
Pink for flower.
Right.
Well, then my pump is well flowered.
Come between us, good Benvolio, my wits faint.
Stop there, stop there.
Ah, here's goodly gear.
A sail, a sail.
A smock.
God you good morrow, gentlemen.
God ye good den, fair gentlewoman.
Is it good den?
'Tis no less, for the body hand of the dial is now upon the prick of noon.
Out upon you! What a man are you! Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I might find the young Romeo?
I can tell you where young Romeo is, but he'll be older when you have found him than he was when you have sought him. I'm the youngest of that name for fault of a worse.
You say well.
Yea, is the worst well? Very well took in faith, wisely, wisely.
If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with you.
She will be indicted to supper.
Romeo, will you come to your father's? We'll to dinner thither.
I will follow you.
Fare thee well, ancient lady. Farewell.
Lady, lady.
Lady! Marry farewell! I pray you, sir, what saucy merchant was this that was so full of his ropery?
A gentleman, nurse, that loves to hear himself talk, and will speak to it more in a minute than he will stand to in a month.
If he speak anything against me, I'll take him down. If you are lustier than he is at 20 such jacks. And if I cannot, I'll find those that shall. Scurvy knave. But I pray you, sir, a word. Now, as I told you, my young lady bade me inquire you out. What she bade me say, I'll keep to myself. But first, let me tell you, if you should lead her into a fool's paradise, as they say, it were a very gross kind of behavior, as they say. For the gentlewoman is young, and therefore, if you should deal double with her, it were a very ill thing to be offered any gentlewoman, and very weak dealing.
Nurse, I protest unto thee.
Good heart and faith, I will tell her as much. Lord, Lord, she will be a joyful woman.
Thou dost not mark me, nurse. What wilt thou tell her?
I will tell her, sir, that thou dost protest, which, as I take it, is a very gentlemanlike offer.
Bid her devise some means to come to Shrift this afternoon, and there she shall at Friar Lawrence's cell be shrived and married. Here's for thy pains.
No, truly, sir, not a penny.
Go to, I say you shall.
This afternoon, sir, well, she shall be there.
And stay, good nurse, behind the abbey wall. There, within the hour, my man shall be with thee, and bring thee cords made like a tackled stair, which, to the high-top gallant of my joy, shall be my secret convoy in the night. Farewell. Be trusty, and I'll quit thy pains. Farewell. Commend me to thy mistress.
God in heaven bless thee, hark you, sir.
What sayest thou, my dear nurse?
Is your man secret? Did you ne'er hear say, two may keep counsel, putting one away?
I warrant thee my man's as true as steel.
Ah, well, my mistress is the sweetest lady. Lord, Lord, when 'twas a little prating thing. Oh, there is a nobleman in town, one Paris, that would fain lay an eye for board. But she, good soul, would as lief see a toad, a very toad, as see him. I anger her sometimes and tell her that Paris is the proper gentleman, but I warrant you, when I say so, she looks as pale as any clout in the versal world.
Commend me to thy lady.
Aye, 1,000 times.
The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. Now, with the sun upon the hindmost hill of this day's journey, from 9 till 12 is 3 long hours, yet she is not come. Had she affections and warm youthful blood, she would be as swift in motion as a ball. My words would bandy her to my sweet love, and his to me. Yet old folk, many feign as they were dead, unwieldy, slow, heavy, and pale as lead.
Oh God, she comes. Now, good sweet nurse.
Oh Lord, why lookest thou sad? Though news be sad, yet tell them merrily. If good, thou shamest the music of sweet news by playing it to me with so sour a face.
I am weary, give me leave a while. Fie, how my bones ache, what a jaunt have I had. wouldst thou had my bones and I thy news? Nay, I pray thee, come, speak, good nurse, speak. Jesu, what haste? Can you not stay a while? Do you not see that I am out of breath?
How art thou out of breath, when thou hast breath to say to me that thou art out of breath? The excuse that thou dost make in this delay is longer than the tale that is excused. Is thy news good or bad? Answer to that. Say either, and I'll stay the circumstance. Come, let me be satisfied. Is it good or bad?
Well, you have made a simple choice. You know not how to choose a man. Romeo. No, not he. Though his face be better than any man's, yet his leg excels all men's. And for a hand and a foot and a body, though they're not to be talked on, yet they are past compare. Is not the flower of courtesy, but I'll warrant him as gentle as a lamb. Go thy ways, wench, serve God. What, have you dined at home?
No, but all this did I know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Lord, how my head aches. It beats as it would fall in 20 pieces. Oh, my back. But sure your heart for sending me about to catch my death with jaunting up and down.
In faith, I am sorry thou art not well. Sweet nurse, tell me, what says my love?
Your love says, like a courteous and a kind and an honest and a all warrant a virtuous. Where is your mother?
Where is my mother? Why, she is within. Where should she be? How oddly thou repliest. Your love says like an honest gentleman. Where is your mother?
Oh, God's lady dear, are you so hot? Is this the poultice for my aching bones? Henceforward, do your messages yourself.
Oh, you're such a coil. Come, what says Romeo?
Have you got leave to go to shrift today?
I have.
Then hie you hence to Friar Lawrence's cell. There stays a husband to make you a wife. Now comes the wanton blood up in your cheeks. They'll be in scarlet straight at any news. Go, hie to church. I must another way to fetch a ladder by which your love must climb a bird's nest soon when it is dark. I am the drudge and toil of your delight, but you will bear the burden soon at night. Go, I'll to dinner, hie you to the cell.
Hie to high fortune, honest nurse, farewell.
So smile thou once upon this holy act, that after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Amen, amen. But come what sorrow can, it cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute gives me in her sight. Do thou but close our hands with holy words, and let love devouring death do what he dare. It is enough I may but call her mine.
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die, like fire and powder, which as they kiss, consume. The sweetest honey is loathsome in its own deliciousness, and in the taste confounds the appetite. Therefore, love moderately, long love doth so. Too swift arrives as tardy as too slow. Here comes the lady.
Good even to my ghostly confessor.
Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for his spoke.
As much to him, else is his thanks too much.
Ah, dear Juliet, if thy love be heaped like mine, and thy skill all the more to blazon it, then sweeten with thy breath this neighbor air, and let rich music's tongue unfold the imagined happiness that both receive in either by this dear encounter.
Conceit, more rich in matter than in words, brags of his substance, not of ornament. They are but beggars that can count their worth. But my true love is grown to such excess, I cannot sum up some of half my wealth.
Come with me, we will make short work. For by your leaves, you shall not stay alone to Holy Church incorporate two in one.
I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulets abroad, and if we meet, we shall not escape a brawl. For now, these hot days is my mad blood stirring.
Thou art like one of those fellows that, when he enters the confines of a tavern, claps me his sword upon the table, and says, God send me no need of thee, and by the operation of the second cup draws it on the drawer when indeed there's no need.
Am I like such a fellow?
Come, thou art as hot a jack in thy mood as any in Italy, and as soon moved to be moody, and as soon moody to be moved.
And what two?
Nay, if there were two such, we would have none shortly, for one would kill the other. Thou wilt quarrel with a man that hath a hair more or a hair less in his beard than thou hast. Thy head is as full of quarrels as an egg is full of meat. Thou hast quarreled with a man for coughing in the street, because he hath wakened thy dog that lay asleep in the sun. Didst thou not fall out with a tailor for wearing his new doublet before Easter, or with another for tying his new shoes with old ribbon? And yet that will tutor me from quarreling.
By my head, here come the Capulets.
By my heel, I care not.
Gentlemen, good den, a word with one of you.
And but one word with one of us? Couple it with something, make it a word and flow.
You shall find me apt enough to that, sir, if you will give me occasion.
Could you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consortest with Romeo.
Consort! What, dost thou make us minstrels? If thou make minstrels of us, look to hear nothing but discords. Here's my fiddlestick, here's it shall make you dance, zounds consort.
We talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw into some private place and reason coldly of your differences, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure, I.
Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man.
But I'll be hanged, sir, if he wear your livery. Marry, go before to field, he'll be your follower. Your worship in that sense may call him man.
Romeo, the hate I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the reason that I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I none, therefore farewell, I see thou knowest me not.
Boy, this shall not excuse the injuries that thou hast done me. Therefore turn and draw.
I do protest I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise, until thou know the reason of my love. So good Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as my own, be satisfied.
Oh, calm, dishonorable, vile submission. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives. That I mean to make bold withal, and as you shall use me hereafter, dry beat the rest of the 8. Will you pluck your sword out of its pitcher by the ears? Make haste, lest mine be about your ears ere it be out. I abhor you!
Gentle Mercutio, put thy rapier up.
Come, sir, your passant.
Draw Benvolio, beat down their weapons. Gentlemen, for shame, forbear this outrage. Tybalt, Mercutio, the prince has expressly forbidden banding in Verona's streets. Hold, Tybalt. Hold, good Mercutio.
I'm hurt. A plague on both your houses. I'm sped. Is he gone and hath nothing? Fetch a surgeon.
Courage, man. The hurt cannot be much.
No, 'tis not so deep as a well, nor so wide as a church door, but 'tis enough. 'Twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. I am pepper, I warrant, for this world, a plague on both your houses. Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm.
I thought all for the best.
Help me into some hospital, or I shall faint. I'm sped, they have made worms meat of me. I haven't been soundly to your houses.
This gentleman, the prince's near ally, and my very friend, hath got his mortal hurt on my behalf. my reputation's stained with Tybalt's slander. Tybalt that an hour hath been my kinsman. O Juliet, thy beauty hath made me effeminate, and in my temper softened valor's steel.
Romeo! Romeo! Brave Mercutio is dead. That gallant spirit hath aspired the clouds, which too untimely here did scorn the earth.
This day's black fate on more days doth depend. This but begins the woe. Others must end.
Here comes the furious Tybalt back again.
Alive. In triumph. And Mercutio slain. Away to heaven, respective lenity. And fire-eyed fury be my conduct now. Now, Tybalt, take that villain back again that late thou gavest me. For Mercutio's soul is but a little way above our heads, staying for thine to keep him company. Either thou, or I, or both must go with him.
Thou, wretched boy, that didst consort him here, shalt with him hence.
This shall determine that.
Romeo! Romeo, away! Be gone! The citizens are up and Tybalt slain! Stand not amazed, the prince will doom thee death if thou art taken! Hence be gone! Away!
Fortune's fool.
Why dost thou stay?
We're the vile beginners of this fray.
O noble prince, I can discover thee all. The unlucky manage of this fatal brawl. There lies the man slain by young Romeo, that slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio.
Oh, Tybalt, my cousin, my brother's child. Husband, prince, as thou art true, for blood of ours shed blood of Montague.
Benvolio, who began this bloody fray?
Tybalt, here slain, whom Romeo's hand did slay. Romeo that spoke him fair, bade him bethink how nice the quarrel was, and urged withal your high displeasure. All this uttered with gentle breath, calm look, he humbly bowed, could not take truce with the unruly spleen of Tybalt, deaf to peace. But that he tilt with piercing steel at bold Mercutio's breast, who all is hot, turns deadly point to point. Romeo, he cries aloud, hold friends, friends part! And swifter than his tongue, his agile arm beats down their fatal points, and twixt them rushes. Underneath whose arm an envious thrust from Tybalt hit the life of stout Mercutio. Then Tybalt fled, but by and by comes back to Romeo, who had but newly entertained revenge, and to it they go like lightning, for ere I could draw to part them was stout Tybalt slain. And as he fell did Romeo turn and fly. This is the truth, or let Benvolio die.
He is kinsman to Montague. Affection makes him false. He speaks not true. Some 20 of them fought in this black strife, and all those 20 could but kill one life. I beg for justice, which thou, prince, must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live.
Romeo slew him. He slew Mercutio. Who now the price of his dear blood doth owe?
Not Romeo, prince. He was Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes with the law should end. The life of Tybalt.
For that offense, immediately we do exile him hence. I have an interest in your hate's proceedings. My blood for your rude brawls doth lie bleeding. But all mercy was so strong a fine, that you shall all repent the loss of mine. I'll be deaf to pleading excuses, nor tears nor prayers shall purchase out abuses. Therefore, use none. Let Romeo hence in haste, else, when he's found, that hour is his last. Bear hence this body and attend our will, mercy but murders, pardoning those that kill.
Spread thy close curtain, love-performing night, that runaways' eyes may wink and Romeo leap to these arms, untalked of and unseen. Lovers concede to do their amorous rites by their own beauties, or, if love be blind, it best agrees with night. Come, civil night, thou sober-suited matron all in black, and learn me how to lose a winning match, playing for a pair of stainless maidenhoods. Come night, come Romeo, come thou day and night, for thou wilt lie upon the wings of night, white as the new snow on a raven's back. Come, gentle night, come, loving black-browed night, give me my Romeo, and when he shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the garish sun. Oh, I have bought the mansion of a love and not possessed it, and though I am sold and not yet enjoyed, so tedious is this day, as is a night before some festival to an impatient child that has new robes and may not wear them. Oh, here comes my nurse, and she brings news, and every tongue that speaks but Romeo's name speaks heavenly eloquence. Now, nurse, what news? What hast thou there? The cords that Romeo bid thee fetch?
Aye, cords.
I mean, what news? Why dost thou wring thy hands?
Alas, the day. We are undone, lady, we are undone. He's gone, he's killed, he's dead.
Can heaven be so envious?
Romeo can, though heaven cannot. Oh, Romeo, Romeo! Whoever would have thought it? Romeo!
What devil art thou that dost torment me thus? This torture should be roared in dismal hell. Hath Romeo slain himself? If he be slain, say I, or if not, no. Brief sounds determine of my weal or woe.
I saw the wound. I saw it with mine eyes. God save the mark. Here on his manly breast, a piteous corpse, a bloody, piteous corpse, pale as ashes, all bedaubed in blood, all in gore blood, swooned at the sight.
Oh, break my heart. Poor, bankrupt, break at once, to prison eyes ne'er look on liberty. Vile earth, to earth resign, end motion here, and thou and Romeo press one heavy bier.
Oh, Tybalt, the best friend I had. Oh, courteous Tybalt, honest gentleman, that ever I should live to see thee dead.
What storm is this that blows so contrary? Is Romeo slaughtered? And is Tybalt dead? My dear loved cousin and my dearer lord. Then dreadful trumpets sound the general doom, for who is living if those two are gone?
Tybalt is gone, and Romeo banished. Romeo that killed him, he is banished.
Oh God. Did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood?
It did. Alas, the day it did.
A serpent heart, hid with a flowering face. Did ever dragon keep so fair a cave? Beautiful tyrant, fiend, angelical, dove-feathered raven, wolfish, ravening lamb, despised substance of divinest show, just opposite to what thou justly seemest, a damned saint, an honorable villain,
O nature, what hast thou to do in hell when thou didst devour the spirit of a fiend in moral paradise of such sweet flesh? Was ever book containing such vile matter so fairly bound? Oh, that deceit should dwell in such a gorgeous palace. There's no trust, no faith, no honesty in men, all perjured. These griefs, these woes, these sorrows make me old. Shame come to Romeo. Blistered be thy tongue for such a wish. He was not born to shame. Upon his brow shame is a shame to sit. But to the throne where honor may be crowned sole monarch of the universal earth. Oh, what a beast was I to chide at him. Will you speak well of him that killed your cousin? Shall I speak of him that is my husband? Oh, poor my lord, what tongue shall smooth thy name when I, thy 3 hours' wife, have mangled it? But wherefore, villain, didst thou kill my cousin? That villain cousin would have killed my husband. Back, foolish tears, back to your native spring. Your tributary drops belong to woe, which you, mistaking, offer up to joy. My husband lives, but Tybalt would have slain. In Tybalt's dead thou would have slain my husband. All this is comfort. Wherefore weep I then? Some word there was worser than Tybalt's death that murdered me. I would forget it fain. But oh, it presses to my memory like damned guilty deeds to sinners' minds. Tybalt is dead, and Romeo is banished. That one word banished has slain 10,000 Tybalts. Tybalt's death was woe enough if it had ended there. With a rear ward following Tybalt's death, Romeo is banished. To speak that word is father, mother, Tybalt, Romeo, Juliet, all slain, all dead. Romeo is banished. There is no end, no limit, measure bound in that word's death. No words can that woe sound. Where is my father and my mother, nurse? Weeping and wailing over Tybalt's corpse. Will you go to them? I will bring you thither.
Wash they his wounds with tears. Mine will be spent when theirs are dry for Romeo's banishment. Take up those cords. Poor ropes, you are beguiled, both you and I, for Romeo is exiled. He made you for a highway to my bed, but I, a maid, die maiden widowed. Come, cords. Come, nurse. I'll to my wedding bed. And death, not Romeo, take my maidenhead.
Hie you to your chamber. I'll find Romeo to comfort you. I know well where he is. Hark ye, your Romeo shall be here at night. All to him. He's hid at Lawrence's cell.
Oh, find him. Give this ring to my true knight, and bid him come to take his last farewell.
Father, what news? What is the prince's doom? What sorrow craves acquaintance at my hands that I yet know not?
Too familiar is my dear son with such sour company. I bring thee tidings of the prince's doom.
What less than doomsday is the prince's doom?
A gentler judgment vanished from his lips. Not body's death, but body's banishment.
Banishment? Be merciful, say death. For exile hath more terror in his look, much more than banishment. Do not say banishment.
Hence from Verona art thou banished. Be patient, for the world is broad and wide.
There is no world without Verona's walls. But purgatory, torture, hell itself.
Thou cutt'st my head off with a golden axe, and smiles upon the stroke that murders me.
O deadly sin, O root unthankfulness, thy fault our law calls death. The kind prince, taking thy part, hath pushed aside the law, and turned that black word death to banishment. This is dear mercy, and thou seest it not.
'Tis torture, and not mercy. Heaven is here, where Juliet lives. And every cat and dog and little mouse, every unworthy thing may live here and look upon her. But Romeo may not. He is banished. Sayest thou yet that exile is not death? Hast thou no poison mixed, no sharp ground knife, no sudden mean of death, though ne'er so mean, but banished to kill me? Banished? Oh, friar, the damned use that word in hell, howlings attend it. How hast thou the heart, being a ghostly confessor, a sin absolver, and my friend profess to mangle me with that word banished?
Thou fond madman, hear me but speak a word.
Thou wilt speak again of banishment.
I'll give thee armor to keep off that word. Adverse thee sweet milk, philosophy, to comfort thee, though thou art banished.
Yet banished? Hang up philosophy, unless philosophy can make me a Juliet.
Then I see madmen have no ears.
How should they when that wise men have no eyes?
Let me dispute with thee of thy estate.
Thou canst not speak of what thou dost not feel. Wert thou as young as I, Juliet thy love, an hour but married, Tybalt murdered, doting like me and like me banished, then mightst thou speak, then mightst thou tear thy hair and fall upon the ground as I do now, taking the measure of an unmade grave.
Hark, one knocks. Romeo, hide thyself.
Not I. Not unless the breath of heartsick groans mist-like enfold me from the search of eyes.
Hark, how they knock. Who's there? Arise, thou wilt be taken. By and by. God's will, what simpleness is this? Come, I come. Who knocks so hard? Whence come you? What's your will?
Let me in and you shall know my errand. I come from Lady Juliet.
Welcome then.
Oh, tell me, holy friar, where's my lady's lord? Where's Romeo?
There on the ground with his own tears made drunk.
Oh, he is in my mistress's case. Just in her case. Oh, woeful sympathy, piteous predicament. Even so lies she, blubbering and weeping, weeping and blubbering. Stand and you be a man, for Juliet's sake. Why should you fall into so deep an oh?
Speakest thou of Juliet? How goes it with her? Doth she not think me an old murderer, now that I have stained the childhood of our joy with blood removed but little from her own? Where is she? How doth she? What says my concealed lady to our cancelled love?
Oh, she says nothing, but weeps and weeps, and now falls on her bed, and then starts up, and Tybalt calls, and then on Romeo cries, and then down falls again.
As if that name, shot from the deadly level of a gun, did murder her. As that name's cursed hand did murder her kinsman. Tell me, friar, tell me in what vile part of this anatomy doth my name lodge? Tell me that I may sack the hateful mansion.
Thy desperate hand. Thou man? Thy form cries out thou art, but thy tears are womanish. Thy wild eyes denote the unreasonable fury of a beast. Unseemly woman and a seeming man, real be seeming beast and seeming both. Thou hast amazed me. By my holy order, I thought thy disposition better tempered. Hast thou slain Tybalt? Wilt thou slay thyself? And slay thy lady too, that lives in thee, by doing damned hate upon thyself. Fie, fie, thou shamest thy shape, thy love, thy wit. What? Rouse thee, man. Thy Juliet is alive, for whose sake thou wast but lately dead. There art thou happy. Tybalt would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy. The law that threatened death becomes thy friend. and turns it to exile. There art thou happy. A pack of blessings lights up upon thy back. Happiness coursing in her best array. Or like a misbehaved and sullen wench, thou pottest about thy fortune and thy love. Take heed, for such thy miserable. Go, get thee to thy love as was decreed. Send her chamber hence, and comfort her. But look thou stay not till the watch be set, for then thou canst not pass to Mantua. For there thou shalt stay till we can find a time to blaze your marriage, reconcile your friends, beg pardon of the prince, and call thee back with 20,000 times more joy than thou wentst forth in lamentation. Go before, nurse, commend me to thy lady, and bid her hasten all the house to bed, which heavy sorrow makes them apt unto. Romeo is coming.
Oh Lord, I could have stayed here all night to hear good counsel. Oh, what learning is. Romeo, I'll tell my lady you will come.
Do so, and bid my sweet prepare to chide.
Here, sir, a ring she bid me gave you, sir. How you make haste, for it grows very late.
How well my comfort is revived by this.
Go hence, and here stands all your state. Either be gone before the watch be set, or else by break of day disguise from hence. Sojourn in Mantua, I'll find out your man, and he shall signify from time to time every good hap for thee that chances here. Give me thy hand, 'tis late. Farewell, good night.
But that a grief, past grief, calls out on me. We're grieved to part with thee. Farewell, Father.
Things have fallen out, sir, so unluckily that we've had no time to move our daughter. Look you, she loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly, so did I. 'Tis very late, she'll not come down tonight. I pray you, but for your company, I would have been abed an hour ago.
These times of woe afford no time to woo. Madam, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
I will, and know her mind early tomorrow. Tonight she is mewed up to her heaviness.
Sir Paris, I will make a desperate tender of my child's love. I think she will be ruled in all respects by me. Nay, more I doubt it not. Wife, go you to her ere you go to bed. Acquaint her here of my son Paris's love, and bid her, mark you me, on Wednesday. But soft, what day is this?
Monday, my lord.
Monday? Well, Wednesday is too soon. On Thursday let it be. On Thursday tell her she shall be married to this noble earl. Will you be ready? Do you like this haste? We'll keep no great ado. A friend or two, for, hark you, Tybalt being slain so late, and maybe thought we held him carelessly, being our kinsman if we revel much. Therefore, we'll have some half a dozen friends, and there an end. But what say you to Thursday?
My lord, I would that Thursday were tomorrow.
Well, get you gone. On Thursday let it be. Go thou to Juliet ere you go to bed. Acquaint her here my son Paris's love. And bid her, mark you me, against this present day. Farewell, my lord. It is so very late that we may call it early by and by.
Wilt thou be gone? It is not yet near day. It was the nightingale, and not the lark, that pierced the fearful hollow of thine ear.
It was the lark, the herald of the morn, no nightingale. Look, love, what envious streaks do lace the severing clouds in yonder east. Night's candles are burnt out, and jocund day stands tiptoe on the misty mountain tops. I must be gone and live, or stay and die.
Yon light is not daylight. I know it, I. It is some meteor which the sun exhales, to be to thee this night a torchbearer, and light thee on thy way to Mantua. Therefore, stay yet. Thou needst not to be gone.
Let me be taken. Let me be put to death. I'm content, so thou wilt have it so. I'll say yon grey is not the morning's eye. 'Tis but the pale reflex of Cynthia's brow. Nor that is not the lark whose notes do beat the vaulty heavens so high above our heads. I have more care to stay than will to go. Come, death, and welcome. Juliet wills it so. How is it, my soul? Let's talk, it is not day.
No, it is. It is. Hie hence, be gone, away.
It is a lark that sings so out of tune, straining harsh discords and unpleasing sharps. Some say the lark makes sweet division. This doth not so, for she divideth us. Oh, now be gone. More light and light it grows.
More light and light, more dark and dark our woes. Madam.
Nurse?
The day is broke. Your lady mother is coming to your chamber. Be wary. Look about.
Bed window. Let day in and let life out.
Farewell. One kiss, and I'll descend.
Art thou gone so? Love, Lord, I husband, friend, I must hear from thee every day in the hour, for in a minute there are many days. Oh, by this count I shall be much in years ere I again behold my Romeo.
I will omit no opportunity to convey my greetings. Love to thee.
Thinkest thou that we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not. And all these woes shall serve as sweet discourses in our time to come.
Oh God, I have an ill-divining soul. Methinks I see thee as one dead in the bottom of a tomb. Either my eyesight fails, or thou lookest pale.
And trust me, love, in my eyes so do you. Adieu.
Oh, Fortune, Fortune, all men call thee fickle. If thou art fickle, what hast thou to do with him that is renowned for faith? Be fickle, Fortune, but then I hope thou wilt not keep him long, but send him back.
Daughter, are you up?
Who is it that calls? Is it my lady mother? Is she not down so late or up so early? What unaccustomed cause procures her hither?
Why, how now, Juliet?
Madam, I am unwell.
Evermore weeping for your cousin's death? What, wilt thou wash him from his grave with tears? And if thou couldst not make him live. Therefore have done. Some grief shows much of love, much of grief shows still some want of wit.
Yet let me weep for such a feeling loss.
Oh, girl, thou weepest not so much for his death as for that villain lives which slaughtered him.
What villain, madam?
That same villain, Romeo.
Villain and he be many miles asunder. God pardon him. I do, with all my heart. And yet, no man like he doth grieve my heart.
That is because the traitor murderer lives.
Aye, madam. From the reach of these my hands would none but I might venge my cousin's death.
We will have vengeance for it. Fear thou not, then weep no more. I'll send one in Mantua, where that same banished renegade doth live. Shalt give him such an unaccustomed dram that he will soon keep Tybalt company. And then I hope thou wilt be satisfied.
Indeed, I never shall be satisfied with Romeo till I behold him dead. Is my poor heart for a kinsman vexed? Madam, if you could find out but a man to bear poison, I would temper it, that Romeo should, upon receipt thereof, soon sleep in quiet. Oh, how my heart abhors to hear him named, it cannot come to him, to wreak the love which I bore my cousin upon his body that slaughtered him.
Find thou the means, and I'll find such a man. But now I'll tell thee joyful tidings, girl.
And joy comes well in such a needy time. What are they, I beseech your ladyship?
Well, thou hast a careful father, one who to put thee from thy heaviness has sorted out a sudden day of joy, that thou expectest not, nor I looked not for.
Madam, in the happy time, what day is that?
Marry, my child. Early this Thursday morn, The gallant, young, and noble gentleman, the County Paris, at St. Peter's Church, shall happily make thee there a joyful bride.
Now, by St. Peter's Church and Peter too, he shall not make me there a joyful bride. I wonder at this haste that I must wed ere he that should be husband comes to woo. I pray you, tell my lord and father, madam, I will not marry yet. And when I do, I swear it shall be Romeo, whom you know I hate, rather than Paris. These are news indeed.
Here comes your father, tell him so yourself, and see how he will take it at your hands.
How now? What? Still in tears? Evermore showering? How now, wife, have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir, but she will none. I would the fool were married to a grave.
Soft. Take me with you, wife. How? Will she none? Does she not give us thanks? Is she not proud? Doth she not count her blessed, unworthy as she is, that we have brought so worthy a gentleman to be her bridegroom?
Not proud you have, but thankful that you have. Proud can I never be of what I hate, but thankful even for hate that is meant love.
How now, chop logic, what is this? Proud, and I thank you, and I thank you not. And yet not proud, mistress minion, you. Thank me no thank yous, no proud me no prouds. But fettle your fine joints to go with Paris to St. Peter's Church, or I will drag thee on and hurl thither. Out, you green sickness carrion! Out, you baggage! You tallow face!
Fie, what are you mad?
Father, hear me with patience, but to speak a word.
Hang thee, young baggage, disobedient wretch! I tell thee what, get thee to church on Thursday, or never after look me in the face. Speak not, reply not, do not answer me. My fingers itch. Wife, we scarce thought us blessed that God had lent us but this only child. But now I see this one is one too much. And that we've had a curse in having her. Out on her!
God in heaven bless her! You are to blame my lord to rate her so?
And why, my lady wisdom, good prudence smattered with your gossips, go!
May not one speak?
Haste, you mumbling fool! Utter your gravity in your gossip's bowl, for here we need it not.
You are too hot.
God's bread, it makes me mad! Day, night, hour, tide, time, alone in company, and still my care hath been to have her matched. And now having provided a gentleman of noble parentage, you have a wretched, puling fool to answer, I'll not wed, I cannot love, I pray you pardon me. But as you will not wed, I'll pardon you. Graze where you will, you shall not house with me. Look to it, think on it, I do not jest. Thursday is near, if you be mine, I'll give you to my friend. If you be not, hang, beg, starve, die in the streets! For by my soul I'll never acknowledge thee, nor what is mine shall ne'er do thee good. Look to it, bethink you, I'll not be forsworn.
Is there no pity sitting in the clouds that sees into the bottom of my grief? Oh, sweet my mother, cast me not away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week, or if you do not, make the bridal bed in that dim monument where Tybalt lies.
Talk not to me, for I'll not speak a word. Do as thou wilt, for I'll have done with thee.
Oh God. Oh nurse, how shall this be prevented? My husband is on earth, my faith in heaven. How
shall that faith return again to earth unless that husband sended me from heaven by leaving earth? Oh, comfort me. Counsel me. Alack, that heaven should practice stratagems upon so soft a subject as myself. What sayest thou? Hast thou not a word of joy, some comfort, nurse?
Faith, here it is. Romeo is banished. I think it best you married with the county. Oh, he's a lovely gentleman. Beshrew my very heart, I think you are happy in this second match, for it excels your first. Or, if it did not, your first is dead, or 'twere as good he were as living here and you no use of him.
Speakest thou from thy heart?
And from my soul too, or else beshrew them both.
Amen.
What?
Well, thou hast comforted me marvelous much. Go in and tell my lady I am gone, having displeased my father to Lawrence's cell, to make confession and to be absolved.
Marry I will, and this is wisely done.
Ancient damnation! O most wicked fiend! Is it more sin to wish me thus forsworn, or to dispraise my lord with that same tongue which she hath praised him with above compare so many thousand times? Go, counselor. Thou and my bosom henceforth shall be twain. I'll to the friar to know his remedy. If all else fail, myself have power to die.
On Thursday, sir. The time is very short.
My father Capulet would have it so, and I am nothing slow to slack his haste.
You say you do not know the lady's mind. Uneven is the course, I like it not.
Immoderately she weeps for Tybalt's death, and therefore have I little talked of love, for Venus smiles not in a house of tears. Now, sir, her father counts it dangerous that she doth give her sorrows so much sway, and in his wisdom hastes our marriage, to stop the inundation of her tears, which, too much minded by herself alone, may be put from her by society. Now do you know the reason of this haste?
I would I knew not why it should be slowed. Look, sir, here comes the lady toward myself.
Happily met, my lady, and my wife.
That may be, sir, when I may be a wife.
That may be, must be, love, on Thursday.
What must be, shall be.
That's a certain text.
Come you to make confession to this father?
To answer that, I should confess to you.
Do not deny to him that you love me.
I will confess to you that I love him.
So will ye, I am sure, that you love me.
If I do so, it will be of more price being spoke behind your back than to your face.
Poor soul. Thy face is much abused with tears.
The tears have got small victory by that, for it was bad enough before their spite.
Thou wrongst it, more than tears, with that report.
That is no slander, sir, which is the truth. And what I spake it to my face.
Thy face is mine, and thou hast slandered it.
It may be so, for it is not my own. Are you at leisure, Holy Father, now, or shall I come to you at evening mass?
My leisure serves me, pensive daughter, now. My lord, you must entreat the time alone.
God shield I should disturb devotion. Juliet, early on Thursday will I rouse ye. Till then, adieu, keep this holy kiss.
shut the door. And when you have done so, come weep with me past hope, past cure, past help.
Juliet, I already know of thy grief. It strains me past the compass of my wits. Here thou must, and nothing may prevent it, on Thursday next be married to this county.
Tell me not, friar, that thou hearest of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. If in thy wisdom thou canst give no help, do thou but call my resolution wise, and with this knife I'll help it presently. God joined my heart and Romeo's, thou our hands, and ere this hand by thee to Romeo sealed shall be the label to another deed, or my true heart with treacherous revolt turn to another, this shall slay them both. Therefore, out of thy long experienced time, give me some present counsel, or behold, twixt my extremes and me this bloody knife shall play the umpire, arbitrating that which the commission of thy years and art could to no issue of true honor bring. Oh, be not so long to speak. I long to die of what thou speakest, speak not of remedy.
Hold, daughter. I do spy a kind of hope which carries as desperate an execution as that is desperate which we could prevent. If rather than to marry County Paris hast the strength of will to slay thyself, then it is likely thou would undertake a thing like death, if thou couldst with death himself to escape from it. And if thou darest, I'll give thee remedy.
Oh, bid me leap rather than marry Paris from off the battlements of yonder tower, or walk in thievish ways, or bid me look where serpents are. Chain me with roaring bears, or hide me with a dead man in his shroud. Things that, to hear them told, have made me tremble, and I will do it to live an unstained wife to my sweet love.
Hold then. Go home. Be merry. Give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday's tomorrow. Tomorrow night look thou lie alone. Let not thy nurse lie with thee in thy chamber. And take thou this phial, being then in bed, and the distilled liquor drink thou off. For then presently through thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor. No pulse shall keep its native progress, but surcease. No warmth, no breath shall testify thou livest. Roses in thy lips and cheeks shall fade to paly ashes. Thy eyes' windows fall, like when death shuts up the day of life. Each part, deprived of supple movement, shall stiff, stark, and cold, appear like death. And in this borrowed likeness of shrunk death, thou shalt continue 42 hours, and then awake as from a pleasant sleep. Now when the bridegroom in the morning comes, there art thou dead. Then as the manner of the country is, in thy best robes uncovered on the bier, thou shalt be born to the same ancient vault where all the kindred of the Capulets lie. In the meantime, against thou shalt awake, shall Romeo by my letters know of our drift, and hither shall he come, and he and I will watch the hour of thy waking, and that very night shall Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua. And this shall free thee from thy present shame. No inconstant toy, nor womanish fear, abate thy valor in the acting it.
Oh, give me, tell me not of fear.
Hold then, go home. Be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I'll send a friar with letters to thy lord.
Love, give me strength, and strength shall afford. Farewell, dear father.
What, is my daughter gone to Friar Lawrence?
Aye, forsooth.
Well, we may chance do some good on her. A peevish, self-willed harlotry it is.
See where she comes from shrift with merry look.
Oh, now, my headstrong. Where have you been gadding?
For I have learned me to repent the sin of disobedient opposition to you and your behests, and am enjoined by holy lords to fall prostrate here and beg your pardon. Pardon, I beseech you. Henceforward, I am ever ruled by you.
Send for the county. Go tell him of this. I'll have this knot knit up tomorrow morning.
I met the youthful lord at Lawrence's cell, and gave him what becomes love I might, not step over the bounds of modesty.
Why, I am glad of it. This is well. Stand up. This is as it should be. Let me see the county. I, Mary, go and fetch him hither. Now, afore God, this reverend holy friar, our whole city is much bound to him.
Nurse, will you go with me into my closet to help me sort such needful ornaments as you think fit to furnish me tomorrow?
No, not till Thursday. There's time enough.
Go, nurse. Go with her. We'll to church tomorrow.
We shall be short in our provisions. 'Tis now near night.
Hush. I will stir about, and all things shall be made well. I warrant thee, wife. Let me alone. I'm not to bed tonight. Let me alone. I'll play the housewife for this once. They are all forth. Well, I will walk myself to County Parrot to prepare him up against tomorrow. My heart is wondrous light since this same wayward girl is so reclaimed.
Aye, those attires are best. But, gentle nurse, I pray thee leave me to myself tonight. For I have need of many orisons to move the heavens to smile upon my state, which well thou knowest is cross and full of sin.
What? Are you busy? Need you my help?
No, madam. We have culled such necessaries as are behooful for our state tomorrow. So please you, let me now be left alone. And let the nurse this night sit up with you, for I am sure you have your hands full all in this so sudden business.
Good night. Get thee to bed, and rest, for thou hast need.
Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again.
I have a faint, cold fear thrills through my veins that almost freezes up the heat of life. I'll call them back to comfort me. Nurse! No. What would she do here? My dismal scene I needs must act alone. Come, Vile. What if this mixture do not work at all? Shall I be married then tomorrow morning? What if it be a poison which the friar subtly hath ministered to have me dead? Lest in this marriage he should be dishonored because he married me before to Romeo. I fear it is. And yet, methinks it should not, for he has still been tried a holy man. How if, when I am laid into the tomb, I wake before the time that Romeo come to redeem me? There's a fearful point. Shall I not then be stifled in the vault, to whose foul mouth no wholesome air breathes in, and there die strangled ere my Romeo comes? Or if I live, is it not very like the horrible conceit of death and night, together with the terror of the place, as in a vault, an ancient receptacle where, for these many hundred years, the bones of all my buried ancestors are packed, where bloody Tybalt yet but green in earth lies festering in his shroud, where, as they say, at some hours in the night, spirits resort. Oh, look! Methinks I see my cousin's ghost, seeking out Romeo that did spit his body upon a rapier's point. Stay, Tybalt, stay! Romeo, I come. This do I drink to thee.
Come, stir! The second cock hath crowed. The curfew bell hath rung. 'Tis 3 o'clock.
Get ye to bed. Faith, you'll be sick tomorrow for this night's watching.
No, not a whit. What? I've watched ere no. All night, for lesser cause, and ne'er been sick. Good faith, 'tis day. The county will be here with music straight. For so he said he would. I hear him near. Go, waken Juliet. Go and trim her up. I'll go and chat with Paris. Hi, make haste. Make haste. The bridegroom, he has come already. Make haste, I say.
Mistress, what mistress? Juliet. Fast I warned her she. Why, lamb, why, lady, fie, you slug a bed. Why, love I say, madam, sweetheart, why, bride. What, not a word? You take your pennyworths now. Sleep for a week, for the next night I warrant you shall rest but little. God forgive me. Marry men, how sound she is asleep. I must needs wake her. Madam! Aye, let the county take you in your bed. He'll fright you up in faith, will it not be? What? Dressed? And in your clothes? And down again? I must needs wake you. Lady! 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 Alas, alas! Help, help! My lady's dead! My lord! My lady! What noise is here? Oh, lamentable day! What is the matter? Look, look! Oh, heavy day!
Oh me, my child, my only life, revive! Look up, or I will die with thee! Help! Help! Call help!
For shame, bring Juliet forth. Her lord is come.
Alack, the day she's dead.
Let me see her. Out, alas! She's cold. Death lies on her like an untimely frost upon the sweetest flower of all the field.
Oh, lamentable day! Oh, woeful time!
Death hath taken her hence to make me wail, ties up my tongue, and will not let me speak.
Come, is the bride ready to go to church?
Ready to go, but never to return. O son, the night before thy wedding day, hath death laid with thy wife. There she lies, flower as she was, deflowered by him. Death is my son-in-law. Death is my heir. My daughter he hath wedded. I will leave them all. Life, living, all is death's.
Have I thought long to see this morning's face? And doth it give me such a sight as this?
Accursed, unhappy, wretched, hateful day. Most miserable hour that e'er time saw in lasting labor of his pilgrimage.
Beguiled, divorced, wronged, spited, slain. Most detestable death by thee beguiled.
Despised, distressed, hated, martyred, killed. Uncomfortable time, why camest thou now? To murder our solemnity? My child is dead, and with my child, my joys are buried.
Peace, for shame. Confusion's cure lives not in these confusions. Heaven and yourself had part of this fair maid. Now heaven hath all, and all the better is it for the maid. Your part in her you could not keep from death, but heaven keeps its part in eternal life. The most you saw was her promotion. It was your heaven she should be advanced. Weep you now, seeing she is advanced, above the clouds as heaven itself? In this love you love your child so ill, that you run mad, seeing she is well. She's not best married that lives married long, but she's best married that dies married young. Dry up your tears, stick your rosemary on this fair corpse, and as the custom is, in her best array, bear her to church. Though fond nature bids us lament, yet nature's tears are reason's merriment.
All things that we ordain festival turn from their office to black funeral. Our instruments to melancholy bells, our wedding cheer to a sad burial feast, our solemn hymns to sullen dirges change, our bridal flowers serve for a buried corpse, and all things change them to the contrary.
Sir, go you in, and madam, go with him, and go, Sir Paris. Everyone prepare to follow this fair corpse into her grave. The heavens do lower upon you for some ill. Move them no more by crossing their high will.
If I may trust the flattering truth of sleep, my dreams presage some joyful news at hand. My bosom's lord sits lightly in his throne, and all the day an unaccustomed spirit of joy lifts me above the ground with cheerful thoughts. I dreamt my lady came and found me dead. Strange dream that gives a dead man leave to think. And she breathed with life such kisses in my lips that I revived and was an emperor. How sweet is love itself possessed, when but love's shadow is so rich in joy. News from Verona. How now, Balthazar? Dost thou not bring me letters from the friar? How fares my father? Is Juliet well? That I ask again, for nothing can be ill if she be well.
Then she is well, and nothing can be ill. Her body sleeps in Capel's monument, and her immortal part with angels lives. I saw her laid low in her kindred's vault, and presently took post to tell it you. Oh, pardon me for bringing these ill news, since you did leave it for my office, sir.
Is it even so? Then I defy you, stars! Thou knowest my lodging. Get me ink and paper, and hire post horses. I will hence tonight.
I do beseech you, sir, have patience. Your looks are pale and wild, and do import some misadventure.
Tush, thou art deceived. Get thee gone. Hast thou no letters to me from the friar?
No, my good lord.
No matter. Get thee hence. I'll be with thee straight. And hire those horses. Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. Let's see for means. Oh, mischief. Thou art swift to enter into the thoughts of desperate men. I do remember an apothecary, which late I noted among tattered weeds, with overwhelming brows. Meager were his looks. Sharp misery had worn him to the bone. Noting this penury, to myself I said, and if a man did need poison in Mantua, whose sale is present death, here lives a caitiff wretch would sell it him. Oh, this same thought did but forerun my need. And this same needy man must sell it me.
As I remember it, this should be the house. Being but holiday, the beggar's shop is shut. What ho, apothecary! Apothecary!
Who calls so loud?
Come hither, man. I see that thou art poor. Hold. Here's 40 ducats. Let me have a dram of poison, such soon speeding gare as will disperse itself through all the veins, and the life-weary taker may fall dead.
Such mortal drugs I have. But Mantua's law is death to any he that utters them.
Art thou so bare and full of wretchedness and fears to die? Famine is in thy cheeks. Need and oppression starveth in thine eyes. Contempt and beggary hangeth upon thy back. The world is not thy friend, nor the world's laws. The world affords no law to make thee rich. Then be not poor, but break it and take this.
My poverty, but not my will consents.
And pay thy poverty and not thy will.
Put this in any liquid thing you will, and drink it off. And if you had the strength of 20 men, it would dispatch you straight.
There is thy gold. Worse poisons to men's souls than these poor compounds that thou mayest not sell. I have sold thee poison. Thou hast sold me none. Farewell. Buy food. Get thyself in flesh. Come. Cordial, and not poison. Go with me to Juliet's grave, for there I must use thee.
The same should be the voice of Friar John, his letter. Going to find one of our order to associate me in the city visiting the sick. The searchers of the town, suspecting me both were in a house where the infectious pestilence did reign, sealed up the doors and not let me forth, so that my speed to Mantua there was stayed. Who bare my letter then to Romeo? I could not send your letter, nor find a messenger to bring it thee, so fearful were they of infection. Unhappy fortune. That letter was not nice, but full of charge of dear import, and the neglecting it may do much danger. Now must I to the monument alone. Within 3 hours will fair Juliet awake, and she will beshrew me much that Romeo hath no notice of these accidents. But I will ride again to Mantua, and I will keep her at my cell till Romeo come. Poor living corpse, closed in a dead man's tomb.
Give me that torch, boy. Hence, and stand aloof. Yet, put it out, for I would not be seen. Under yon yew trees lay thee all along, holding thine ear close to the hollow ground. So shall no foot upon the churchyard tread, being loose, on firm with digging up of graves, but thou shalt hear it. Whistle then to me, a signal that thou hearest something approach. Give me those flowers. Do as I bid thee. Go.
I am almost afraid to stand aloof here in the churchyard. Yeah, I will venture.
Sweet flower, with flowers thy bridal that hast strewn. Oh woe, thy canopy is dust and stones, which with sweet water nightly I will do. Or wanting that, with tears stilled my moans, the obsequies which I for thee will keep nightly shall be to strew thy grave and weep. Psst. The boy gives warning. Something doth approach. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight, to cross my obsequies in true love's right? What? With a torch? Muffled night. A while.
Give me that wrenching iron. Hold. Take this letter. See thou early in the morning deliver it to my lord and father. Give me the light. Upon thy life. I charge thee, whate'er thou seest or hearest, stand all aloof and do not interrupt me in my course. Why I descend into this bed of death is partly to behold my lady's face, but chiefly to take thence from her dead finger a precious ring, a ring that I must use in dear employment. Therefore hence, be gone. But if thou, jealous, dost return to further and pry in what I shall intend to do, by heaven, I will tear thee joint by joint and strew this hungry churchyard with thy limbs. The time and my intents are savage wild.
I will be gone, sir, and not trouble you.
So shalt thou show me friendship. Hold. Take this. Get thee gone. Farewell, and be prosperous.
For all the same, I'll hide me hereabout. His looks I fear, and his intents I doubt.
Thou detestable moth, thou womb of death, gorged with the dearest morsel of the earth. And despite, I'll cram thee with more food.
This is that banished, haughty Montague, that murdered my love's cousin, with which grief it is supposed the fair creature died. And here is come to do some villainous shame to the dead bodies. I will apprehend him. Stop thy unhallowed toil, thou Montague. Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Obey, and go with me, for thou must die.
Indeed I must, and therefore came I hither. Good gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man. Fly hence. Think upon these gone. Let them affright thee. Do not put another sin upon my head by urging me to fury, I beseech thee. Fly hence, be gone. By heaven, I love thee better than I love myself. I come hither armed against myself. Stay not. Be gone. And hereafter say, a madman's mercy bade thee run away.
I do defy thy conjurations, and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Wilt thou provoke me? Have at thee, boy.
Oh! I am slain. If thou be merciful, open the tomb. Lay me with Juliet.
In faith, I will. Noble County Paris. I'll lay thee in a triumphant grave. A grave. Oh no, slaughtered youth. A lantern. For here lies Juliet, and her beauty makes this vault of feasting presence full of light. Death, fly thou there by a dead man interred. How oft, when men are at the point of death, have they been merry, which their keepers call a lightning before death. Oh, how can I call this a lightning? My love, my wife. Death that hath sucked the honey of thy breath hath no power yet upon thy beauty. Beauty's ensign is yet crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks, and death's pale flag is not advanced there.
Tybalt, liest thou there in a bloody sheet? What more favor can I do thee than with that hand that cut thy youth in twain, to sunder his that was thine enemy? Forgive me, cousin. Juliet, how art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean, abhorred monster keeps thee here in the dark to be his paramour? For fear of that, I will still stay with thee, and never from this dim palace of night depart again. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, oh, you the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss a dateless bargain to engrossing death. Thus with a kiss, I die. Here's to my love. Oh, true apothecary, thy drugs are quick.
St. Francis be my speed. I'll walk tonight if my old feet stumble like grace. Who's there?
Here's one, a friend, and one that knows you well.
Blessed be upon you, good my friend. Tell me, what torches yon that faintly lends its lights to grubs and eyeless skulls? As I discern, it burneth at the capel's monument.
It doth so, holy sir, and there's my master Romeo.
How long hath he been in there?
Full half an hour.
Come with me to the vault.
I dare not, sir. My master knows not, but I am gone hence, and did menace me with death if I did stay to look on his intents.
Stay then. I'll go alone. Fear comes upon me. Oh, much I fear some ill unlucky thing.
As I did sleep under this yew tree here, I dreamt my master and another fought, and that my master slew him.
Romeo. Alack. Alack, what blood sister stains the stony entrance of the sepulchre? Oh, Romeo. Oh, pale. Who else? What, Paris too? Steeped in blood. Oh, what an unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance. The lady. She stirs.
Oh, comfortable friar. Where is my lord? I do remember well where I should be, and there I am. Where is my Romeo?
Here's some noise. Lady, come from that nest of death and contagion of a natural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our efforts. The husband there in thy bosom there lies dead. Come away. I'll dispose of thee among a sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question, for the watch is coming. Come, good Juliet. Go, I dare no longer stay.
Go. Get thee hence, for I will not away. What's here? A cup pressed in my true love's hand. Poison, I see, hath been his timeless end. Churl, drunk all and left no friendly drop to help me after. I will kiss thy lips. Happily some poison yet doth hang on them, to make dye with a restorative. My lips are warm.
Lead, boy, which way?
Noise. Then I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger, here is thy sheath. There rust and let me die.
This is the place, there where the torch doth burn.
The ground is bloody. Search about the churchyard. Go, some of you, whoever you find, attach.
Pitiful sight. Lies the county slain. And Juliet, bleeding. Warm and newly dead, who here hath lain these 2 days buried. Go, tell the prince. Run to the Capulets, raise up the Montagues. We see the ground whereon these woes do lie, but the true ground of all these piteous woes we cannot without circumstance decry.
Here's Romeo's man, we found him in the churchyard. Here's a friar that trembles, sighs, and weeps. We found a spade and mattock on him as he was coming from the churchyard side.
A great suspicion. Hold them in safety till the prince come hither.
What misadventure so early up that calls our person from our morning's rest?
What should it be that they so shriek abroad?
The people in the street cry Romeo, some Juliet, and some Paris, and all run with open outcry towards our monument.
What fear is this which startles in our ears?
Sovereign, here lies the County Paris slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet dead before, warm and newly killed.
Search, seek, and know how this foul murder comes.
There slaughtered Romeo's man and a friar with instruments upon them fit to open these dead men's tombs.
Oh heavens! Oh wife, look how our daughter bleeds! This dagger hath missheathed in my daughter's bosom.
Oh me, the sight of death is as a bell that warns my old age to a sepulchre.
Come, Montague, for thou art early up, to see thy son and heir more early down.
Alas, my liege, my wife is dead tonight. Grief of her son's exile has stopped her breath. What further woe conspires against mine age?
Look, and thou shalt see.
O thou art taught, what manners is in this? To press before thy father to a grave?
Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while, so we can clear these ambiguities, know the spring, their head, their true descent. Then will I be general of your woes, and lead you even to death. Meantime, forbear, and let mischance be slave to patience. Bring forth the parties of suspicion.
I'm the greatest, able to do the least. Yet most suspected as time and place doth make against me at this direful murder. Here I stand, both to impeach and purge, myself condemned, myself excused.
Then say at once what thou dost know in this.
I will be brief. Romeo, there dead, was husband to that Juliet. She, there dead, was Romeo's faithful wife. I married them. Their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday. It was on timely death banished the new-made bridegroom from the city, for whom, and not for Tybalt, Juliet pined. Her father, to remove the siege of grief from her, betrothed and would have married her perforce to County Paris. Then came she to me, and with wild looks bid me devise some mean to rid her of this second marriage, or there in my cell she would kill herself. In the meantime, I writ to Romeo that he should come as the star night to help me take her from her borrowed grave, being the time the potion's force should cease. But he which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident yesternight, and returned my letter back. Then came I all alone at the prefixed hour of her waking, meaning to keep her from her borrowed grave. But when I came, this minute ere at the time of her awaking, here on time me they noble Paris, and true Romeo dead. I bid her come forth, and bear this work of heaven with patience. but she, too desperate, would not go with me, but as it seems, did violence on herself. All this I know, and to the marriage her nurse is privy. If aught this miscarried by my fault, let my old life be sacrificed, some hour before its time, into the rigor of severest law.
We still have known thee for a holy man. Where's Romeo's man? What can he say in this?
I brought my master news of Juliet's death, and then in post he came from Mantua, to the same place, to the same monument. This letter he early bid me give his father, and threatened me with death. Going into the vault, I departed not and left him there.
Give me the letter. I will look on it. Where's the county's page that raised the watch? Sirrah, what made your master in this place?
He came with flowers to strew his lady's grave, and bid me stand aloof, and so I did. Anon comes one with light to ope the tomb, and by my master drew on him, and then I ran away to call the watch.
This letter doth make good the friar's words, their course of love, the tidings for death. And he who writes that he did buy poison, the poor apothecary, and therewithal came to the spot to lie and die with Juliet. Where be these enemies? Capulet, Montague, see what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds a means to kill your joys with love. And I, for winking at your discords too, have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished.
Oh, brother Montague, give me that hand. This is my daughter's jointure, and no more can I demand.
But I can give thee more. For I'll raise her statue in pure gold, that while Verona by that name is known, there shall no figure at such rate be set, as that of true and faithful Juliet.
As rich shall Romeo's by his ladies lie, poor sacrifices of our enmity.
A glooming peace this morning with it brings. The sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence to have talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned, and some punished. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.